Saving water is good for the environment, and if you have a meter, it can also save you money too. Now, sometimes water's being wasted in our homes and we don't even know it. I'm Craig Phillips, and today I'm joined by a registered plumber, Drew Stiles. He's here today to talk about leaky loos. Now, you'd expect you'd notice a leaky loo because there'd be water all over the floor, Drew, but apparently that's not always the case, is it?
No, it's actually way more subtle than that, and a common problem that wastes a lot of water. In fact, a lot of people wouldn't even notice that sometimes there aren't even any signs. You might be thinking, why bother getting it fixed if it's not causing me any bother? Well, firstly, if you're on a water meter, you're wasting money because all that water is literally going down the drain. United Utilities estimate that a leaky loo could waste up to £400 in water a year if left alone.
But not only that, leaky loos are also bad news for the environment. Leaky loos can lose from 215 up to 400 litres of clean water per day, which is equal to having 5 or more people living at your house, which is a total waste of clean water. As Drew said, sometimes leaks can be silent, but there's a few telltale signs to look out for. One of the obvious ones is when you haven't flushed a loo and there's a constant trickling noise coming from the system as it continuously fills. Or you might even notice water rippling on the surface, which indicates something is wrong. And of course, you might also notice higher water bills if you're on a water meter.
If you're unsure, an easy way to test is with the leaky loo strips, which you can get online from United Utilities. I'll show you how to put one on now. It's quite a simple thing to do. Just go to your toilet pan, give it a good dry, make sure it sticks properly. Peel the back off the sticker and just place it where the water comes out of your toilet pan when you flush. And then what you'll find, if there is any problems with it overflowing, it'll trickle down there and eat it away.
What sort of indication will you get over time?
Well, you'd see the water trickling down, so you'd have something like this, where you can see it's just lit the logo up there, and you might find it dissolves it and eats it into the bottom of the pan if it is a more severe leak happening overnight.
Sure. And I take it that's all biodegradable, is it?
Yeah, it just flushes away, yeah. So you can get these stickers from United Utilities, which go in the back, or you can use a bit of toilet paper. Just place it at the back of the pan. So the next morning, or if you leave it for a few hours, if you see any of the water running down the toilet roll, you know you've got an issue.
Sure, and that's the time to call a professional, of course. Yeah. I trust you're going to wash your hands now after working in the toilet, yeah?
100%.
So you might be wondering what causes a leaky loo, and quite often it's faulty parts in the flushing system. The mechanical flush system have many moving parts that can quite often break down. Ironically, the modern dual flush system that was designed to save water can be more temperamental and can break down more often than a standard flush system.
So one you'll find on most modern toilets now is the internal flush valve, these. Now, when these are inside a toilet, if it's overflowing, it'll siphon back through itself, and that's when you see the trickling down the back of the pan, the ripples in the water.
And that's when it needs replacing.
That's when it needs replacing.
Sure.
So you could either swap the entire thing, which if you found the same one again, dead simple job, but it's not always possible. You can find the diaphragms. These are what goes on it. So when you flush it, it sits inside there, it lifts up, and that's what lets the water out. So over time, as that wears away, it stops it from fully reseating, and that's what lets the water trickle through.
Right, and that's the time to call a plumber out and get it replaced.
Get it replaced, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Sure. Now, Drew, this sounds complicated, but is it easy to fix?
Yeah, usually it's actually a pretty straightforward job that can be fixed on a plumber's first visit. Of course, sometimes it can be more complicated, but that's quite rare. If you think you might have a leaky loo or have spotted any of the signs we've chatted about today, it's always best to get a trusted tradesperson in to take a look. If you don't know anyone, you can contact watersafe.org.uk online, where you'll find a list of trusted plumbers who'll be able to sort your loo out.
Now, for more information and to order your free leaky loo strip, visit the website unitedutilities.com/leaky loo.